Right, the cucumber is doing what it instinctively does. It's sending out lateral growth to find light, but it's not going to find any light here. It doesn't really understand that all the light is up. Its instinct is to go lateral, so I have to redirect. Hey, it's Greg here with MaritimeGardening.com, and I did a video fairly recently about exercising a little agency in your garden. There's an extent to which we as gardeners, we love nature and we just love watching nature take its course, and we're inclined to just let things happen in the garden, and that's great, and in most cases that's all you need to do. But there are some cases where you actually have to insist that the plants grow a certain way, do a certain thing, right? Because what the plant wants to do is not always what you want the plant to do. Not always the best thing for you. The plant does what's best for the plant, but your goals and the plant's goals are not always the same. So one thing, for instance here, I got a trellis. It stops at about here, and this plant's continuing to grow, right? So I want to control that growth. So, I mean, you risk damaging the plant a little bit, but I just redirect that growth. Another thing about when it grows up like that, that can act like a sail and help the thing blow over and wind. Which reminds me, I gotta brace this trellis. We haven't had any wind for a while, but a really good windstorm will take this down. So I gotta brace this trellis sometime soon. The same thing is the case with these cucumbers, where I want them to go up, so it'll make the best use of the space, but the cucumbers want to grow laterally. So almost every day, here's a good example. I've got one here that I've trained up, but the minute I stop training it, it goes lateral, and it starts knitting itself into other things. So I literally have to break this off and redirect it. Let me just show you that. Let me put the camera somewhere. So yeah, this is attached itself, which is a shame because I never like detaching. But now this is back to vertical. And with this lovely, you got to do this proactively, right? Because if it gets too long, it's really hard to reposition it without breaking it. But now I've wound that around and redirected it. All right, same with this one here. I'm gonna just push it through here, just give it a little suggestion of the way I want it to grow. Way down at the bottom, I don't know if you can see, but there's a whole nother shoot that started to grow up this way. There's another one right here. Right, so these have to be trained up. And sometimes you have to be a little bit rough with them. You really don't have a choice, because you want them going up where they're going to get sun and they're going to grow well. And if they're not doing that, you, just like a child, sometimes you have to insist for the better, for the good of the child. You know better. Right? These will not always go where you want them to go. You train them up. Try to train them up. So at least once every 2 days, I have to come out here and retrain these. Look, I got one all the way out here. Right, this needs to go up so these dill that I'm growing along the sides can get their space. I mean, all I've got is a single row of cucumbers going down the middle, and I can get a lot of cucumbers off that if I brace the trellis against strong winds, which I've not done yet, and I continue to be vigilant in training these up. Right, you want them to get lots of air and lots of sun. Like here's another one that's going out. Right, I didn't even see this one. I was just out here a couple days doing this. I thought I attended to everything, and I missed this one. And that has to be weaved into that network down there, right? Because I'm trying to grow parsley along the side here, which is growing really nicely, right? But also it's just better for the cucumber. Right, the cucumber is doing what it instinctively does. It's sending out lateral growth to find light, but it's not going to find any light here because I got a giant thing of beans right here. So its instincts are right, but it doesn't really understand that all the light is up. Gotta go up to find light. Its instinct is to go lateral. So it'll grow upward, it'll grow vertically, right? It'll grow just fine vertically, but its instinct is to go lateral, so I have to redirect. So let me just do a sort of sped up film of me doing my semi-daily routine of correcting the cucumbers. Alright, so that's it for today's redirecting. So I mean, it seems like I was a bit rough with the plants, and I broke at least one for sure stem, which happens. It depends on how fast you want to go. I tend to do everything in a rush because life's short and I got other things to do. But you're being a bit rough for the plant and you're forcing it to do what you want. There's another one that need a little help, a little suggestion, right? But all that sun that it's going to see, I got a whole bunch of leaves now that are in the sun that weren't in the sun before. And remember, for the plants, the best plant food is sun. Sun is the energy. Sun is what allows it to pull carbon out of the air and turn it into cucumbers and leaves and stems and stuff, right? So they need the sun. The sun isn't down there. The sun's up here, right? So by giving it the sun, helping it find the sun, that way the plants will, I mean, they're little bit mussed up right now. You can't really tell, but I can sort of tell they're, I've disturbed the plant a bit. There's another one I missed. Push that through. I mean, to anyone that's inexperienced, it might seem that I'm being a bit rough with the plants, but they I don't know how they do it, but they figure their stuff out. They figure it out. The leaves will just turn, the whole thing will figure it out. It'll be just fine. Here's another one I missed, right? You can just do this all day, right? So it's a bit of a process. You have every day you come out for a couple minutes. I didn't do this yesterday. That's why the cucumbers grow really, really fast, right? So ideally every day, if not that, every other day, you come out and you just keep repositioning them, redirecting them. I mean, this time of year they can put on a few inches of growth a day, maybe 6 inches of growth a day sometimes, right? So they're really growing fast. You have to stay on top of it. But that's what you got to do if you want to have a really good, look, there's another one I missed. Look at that. No, that's a weed. Sorry, that's a weed. If you want to have a really good, productive cucumber harvest, help those plants find all the sun they can get. Try to space them out so they can get lots of light and air so they don't get diseased. And that's all you got to do. Anyway, it's getting hot and it's time for me to go inside because I'm a bit of a mess. But just a short video on the point that plants don't always know. They're not always going to do what's best for you. They're always going to do what's best for them. And even then, sometimes they don't exactly know what's best for them. Like the example with the cucumbers, where it's growing laterally into shade, where if it would go vertically, it could actually find light. But, they don't have brains. So, okay, I'll be right there. I gotta go inside. That's all you gotta do. I hope you found it interesting. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. Check out my podcast, maritimegardening.com. Check out my weekly column at maritimegardening.substack.com. And until next time, get out there, get at it, have fun in your garden. Thanks for watching. Hey, if you want to help support everything I'm doing here, go to Vessies.com to buy whatever you need for your garden this year. And use my coupon code GAVS23 to get free shipping as long as there's a pack of seeds in the order and there's no oversized items in the order. Check out the description box of this video for details. You can buy everything you need from Vessies. They have seeds, fruit bushes and trees, soil amendments, pest solutions, tools, clothing, and lots of other stuff too. So yeah, if you want to help support everything I'm doing here and they sell something you need, buy it from them using my coupon code. And happy gardening.